Relationship between second language acquisition research and teaching. We have been talking about how second language acquisition has affected or led to two different proposals of teaching a second language. One has been the focus and form, and the other has been the communicative language teaching. Now, before we talk about communicative language teaching and the impact of research on that form of teaching, let's take a step back and look at actually the relationship between second language acquisition research as a whole on teaching practices. Interestingly, it is important to keep in mind that this relationship is neither straightforward nor clear. That is, we do not know how much research do we need to actually guide our teaching practices. So we don't really, all of us do not agree on the same thing. Having said that, it is important to understand that second language acquisition theories and research are absolutely central to teacher education programs. Their relevance is evident. If we want to teach a thing, we also need to know how is it learned to be more effective in our teaching of that material. Now, what is the criticism of second language acquisition research, especially arising from teachers? So, teachers find that it is difficult to understand second language acquisition research. Absolutely right, because the kind of research or the kind of jargon that is used or technical words that are used as they appear in academic journals, these are the ones that can only be understood by other academic researchers in second language acquisition. The teachers, because they don't belong there and they are not active participants in it, so they don't clearly understand what the argument or what evidence is being put forth. So if they understand or make sense of the findings, they are not able to critique it or to see how relevant they are to their own context. So they feel that the second language acquisition research is removed from their own immediate concerns because they are not psychologists. They want to know how to deal with the students learning in their own classrooms, cover a specific syllabus and make sure everyone knows it and to teach them the language. But most of the times, the second language acquisition research may not cover those aspects. And then there is this problem of contradictory findings. As they read the research, they will realize that several researchers might be saying different things about how a language is learned. And this utterly confuses the teachers. It confuses the teachers because actually to understand this contradiction, which is always there, which has to be there because this initiates debate, what academic researchers do is they bring in their own theoretical frameworks with which they agree or they adapt certain theoretical frameworks, and from those theoretical frameworks they try to understand or make sense of the findings. Since the teachers are not academic researchers for most of the time, so they do not have that kind of theoretical thinking that other people have. And this makes it difficult for the teachers to actually make sense of the contradictory findings, and this ends up only confusing them more. So we said they feel that second language acquisition has the kind of focus that does not relate immediately to them, to their immediate concerns, although it needs to be, I would say, it is very, very important for the teachers to know. In any case, they feel that social context is often ignored in this research, and so is the teacher. So, because this is second language acquisition, that is, how do the learners acquire or learn a language? So, the focus is so much on the learner that the teachers feel that their role is often ignored. Nevertheless, second language acquisition research contribution to pedagogical or teaching practices cannot be ignored. It elaborates theories of language learning. Some of them can definitely make sense for the teachers. And we will look at communicative language teaching and see how did that happen. It gives them some insights into how language is being processed. And then last but not least, it allows the teacher to focus on the learner and to think about what is going on with the learner rather than being concerned with their own teaching practices.